Now the next topic is altitudes of a triangle. Now altitude means the height of a triangle. Now consider the triangle ABC. What is the height of this triangle? Consider the vertex A. From A, we can draw so many line segments to the side BC. BC is the opposite side of vertex A. That means the side which is opposite to the vertex A is BC. From A, we can draw so many line segments to the side BC. You can see the line segments. Out of these line segments, which one will represent the height of the given triangle? The height or the altitude of the given triangle. The line segment which starts from A comes straight down to BC. The line segment which starts from A comes straight down to BC and perpendicular to BC gives you the height of the given triangle. So the height means the line segment, which line segment will represent the height? You can see so many line segments. Out of these line segments, the line segment which starts from A comes straight down to BC and perpendicular to BC gives you the height of the given triangle or the altitude. The line segment which is perpendicular to BC means the angle between those two line segments is a 90 degree. So this symbol represents 90 degree. So when we can say that the two line segments are perpendicular to each other, the angle between them is 90 degree. So the line segment which starts from A comes straight down to BC and perpendicular to BC gives you the altitude of the given triangle. So here AD represents the altitude. So what is meant by the altitude? The perpendicular line segment from a vertex to the opposite side is called the altitude of the given triangle. The perpendicular line segment from a vertex to the opposite side is called the altitude of the given triangle. So here we start up from A, so we can see that AD is the altitude. And this triangle has three vertices. Which are the three vertices? One vertex is A, the other two vertices are B and C. Since the triangle has three vertices, from each vertex we can draw the altitude. We can draw an altitude. Now consider the triangle ABC. A, B, C. Now from A we can draw an altitude. So AD is the altitude. Then from B also we can draw an altitude to the opposite side. So here CA is the opposite side. So from B we can draw an altitude. The angle between them is 90 degree. Here also the angle between them is 90 degree. Now from C also we can draw an altitude. Now we can name them BE and CF. So line segment AD, line segment BE and line segment CF are the three altitudes. Now we can draw the three altitudes in a one figure. We have already seen that. Now look at this figure, triangle ABC, AD one altitude, then B is another altitude and CF is another altitude. And the three altitudes meeting at one point O, and here it is represented by the letter O. So here also we can see that the three altitudes meeting at one point, and the name of the point is orthocenter. Now the altitudes of a triangle may lie outside the triangle. Sometimes the altitude may lie outside the triangle also. Now consider this example. Here altitudes of an acute angle triangle. Here we considered three acute angle triangle. So in these three cases, okay, you can see three altitudes. From each vertex we can draw the altitude, and here all the three altitudes are the interior part of the given triangle. Now consider this example. Here we considered three obtuse angle triangle. Then when we draw the altitude, in two cases the altitudes are outside the triangle. In a one vertex, when we draw only, the altitude lie in the interior part of the triangle. Now consider this example. Now triangle ABC is an obtuse angle triangle. Suppose we want to draw an altitude from A to the side BC. How can you draw the altitude? Triangle ABC is an obtuse angle triangle. So we have to draw an altitude from the vertex A to the opposite side BC. So what we have to do is, we have to produce the side BC. First we have to produce the side BC. Produce the side BC. Then from A, you have to draw a line perpendicular to BC. Now AD represents the altitude. So this is an obtuse angle triangle. Suppose if you want to draw an altitude from the vertex A to the opposite side BC, you have to produce the side BC. Then from A, draw the perpendicular line segment. Then here AD represents the altitude. Here you can see that the altitude is outside the triangle. The altitude is outside the triangle. Then this is the first case. The altitude is outside the triangle. Now when we look at here you can see that if you produce this side from this vertex, this red line segment represents the altitude. It is also outside the triangle. Suppose if you want to draw the altitude from this vertex, you can see that the vertex, that means from that vertex we can draw the altitude, and it is in the interior part of the given triangle. So, in the case of an obtuse angle triangle, the two altitudes are outside and one altitude is inside the triangle. In the case of an acute angle triangle, all the three altitudes are in the interior part of the triangle. Now, we have to consider one more triangle. Do you remember what is that triangle? Right angle triangle. Now, in the case of right angle triangle, we can see that one angle is 90 degree. So, the meaning is that these two line segments, that means line segment PQ and line segment QR are perpendicular to each other. So, the angle between them is 90 degree. The angle between them is 90 degree. Therefore, these two line segments are perpendicular to each other. Suppose if you want to draw the altitude from the vertex P to the opposite side QR. So, PQ gives you an altitude. PQ is one of the altitudes. That means the side PQ acts as the altitude. Then suppose if you take the vertex R, you have to draw an altitude from this vertex R to the opposite side PQ. Then you can see that the side RQ or the line segment RQ represents altitude. Therefore, in the case of a right angled triangle, the two altitudes of the triangle are two of its sides. That means PQ and QR or PQ and QRQ represent the altitude. Now, a triangle has three altitudes. Two altitudes we already got in the case of a right angled triangle. They are the sides itself, because these two line segments are perpendicular to each other. And we have one more altitude. So, from the vertex Q, we can draw the altitude to the opposite side, then QS. So, a triangle has three altitudes. In the case of right angled triangle also, we have three altitudes, and the two altitudes of the triangle are two of its sides. That means the side PQ and RQ. PQ, then RQ, they are the altitudes. Then from the vertex Q to the opposite side PR, we can draw the perpendicular line segment, that is QS is also the altitude. So, for which triangle the two sides are the altitudes of the given triangle? In the case of a right angled triangle. And in the case of an obtuse angle triangle, the two altitudes are outside the triangle and only one altitude is in the interior part of the triangle. And in the case of an acute angled triangle, all the three altitudes are in the interior part of the given triangle. Now, consider this question. Draw rough sketches of altitudes from A to BC for the following triangles. We have to consider three different types of triangles, and we have to draw the altitudes from the vertex A to the side BC. The vertex A to the side BC. Altitude means what? The perpendicular line segment from a vertex to the opposite side. So, here we have to draw the perpendicular line segment from the vertex A to the side BC. And we can name it D, and AD represents the altitude. Line segment AD represents the altitude. So, this is an acute angle triangle, and you know that in the case of an acute angle triangle, all the three altitudes are in the interior part. Now, right angle triangle. Now, from the vertex A to the side BC we have to draw. Now, look at that, the right angle triangle. So, one angle is 90 degree. The meaning is that the line segment AC and the line segment BC are perpendicular to each other. So, from A we have to draw the perpendicular line segment to the side BC, that is the side AC itself. So, we can say that side AC represents the altitude of the given triangle. Now next, in the case of an obtuse angle triangle. So from the vertex A you have to draw the perpendicular line segment. So what we have to do? We have to draw the perpendicular line segment from the vertex A to the side BC. So this is the side BC. So we have to produce the side BC. Produce the side BC. Then from A, draw the perpendicular line segment. AD represents the altitude. So here AD represents the altitude. That's all for today's session. Thank you.